It is my birthday, 15th of May, and after the brilliant Montpellier snake found that we found this morning, I've also found Gibraltar's most common snake, which is the horseshoe whip snake, Hemorrhois hippocrepis. Formerly it was Coluber hippocrepis, and it was actually one of the species named by Linnaeus all the way back in 1758. Now it's called the horseshoe whip snake, and this is how they do that. It's called a horseshoe whip snake because if you look on the top of the head, it has a horseshoe-shaped marking behind the eyes. This is a distinguishing character for this species. It's also got a series of hexagonal warm brown blotches. As babies they can be almost strawberry pink to brick red, and as they get older they become this sort of chocolate brown bordered by black. The rest of the snake is usually fawn to light grey. Young specimens have much more contrast and can be almost chalk white, but as they get older the pattern becomes a lot more busier. The other distinguishing feature in Gibraltar of this species is, if you ever get a chance to look underneath it, it has this wonderful bright red or orange underside. This is a particularly large specimen for Gibraltar. They can get to about 1.5 meters. Normally the specimens that you see here on the rock are substantially smaller, so this would be quite an old animal, and I suspect is actually a gravid female, so I'm being very careful not to be too rough with her. I'm just putting her on the wall here. This was actually the first species of snake that I ever caught and kept way back in 1987. A story that I've told many times about one that we were climbing up in the northern defences or the jungle, and it bit my father and he went rolling down the steps. Nevertheless, this is the species of snake I've kept the longest since 1987. There hasn't been a year in my life that I have not had this species in my care, so I still keep feeding this species to this day. We are up on Princess Caroline's Battery, which is why it's so windy. We're sort of right up at the top of the Rock of Gibraltar, so if you can't hear me, apologies for that. This species is extremely adaptable and is extremely resistant to anthropogenic change. You can see it that they're very common in these ruins gun batteries here, but they are also found in town. I've seen them in letterboxes, I've seen them climbing chain link fences. They enter dwellings in the rougher parts of town. They live in holes in human walls and on the sides of human habitation, and they are extremely skilled climbers, well able to scale a vertical wall. They are very defensive in nature, so if you do pick them up, you do tend to take the odd nip or two, just part and parcel of dealing with this species. And they do so well because they basically eat anything they can overpower. In general, their main prey would be lizards, but they will also take birds. One particularly large animal I caught many years ago actually disgorged a whole adult blackbird once. They'll eat other snakes, they'll eat frogs, they'll eat small mammals. Basically whatever this species can overpower, it will. And they are extremely adaptable about what and where they hunt. So they will even climb up the rock walls and catch crevice-dwelling creatures such as the geckos that are so common around here, and even bats. In fact, there are at least 5 species of bat in the Iberian Peninsula that this species predates on regularly. And in Europe, this is the snake most likely to practice chiropterophagi, bat eating, and that is because they basically just climb up into the crevices and catch them there. But what a beautiful animal. Sadly, she is about to shed. I think she is gravid because she's quite fat, so I really don't want to mess around with her too much. So we are going to go and put her back exactly where I found her. Unfortunately, that's a place quite inaccessible, so I'm not going to drag Jenny to film it, so I'll film it myself in a moment. So I've walked this female horseshoe whip snake right back to where I found her. She's up high in the ruins, out of anybody's reach. I actually found her by lifting this great big slab. So I'm going to let her go exactly where I found her if I believe she is gravid. Go on, baby. No. Go exactly where you were. There you go. Yeah. Lay me lots of eggs so that I can come back next year and find your babies.